Hey everybody, Ignatius L. Jackson, CPA PFS here. Just got done with the wealth.com event. It's called EstateCon. They did the first inaugural event here in Phoenix, Arizona. And we had some interesting sessions. So overall, a good, cool event. The one thing I'll say is, if you don't currently have an estate plan, you definitely need to start looking at getting one. We're in the middle, frankly, of the biggest wealth transfer in our history. Something like $24 trillion is expected to change hands in the next 20 years. That's a lot of money that has to go from older generations down to some younger generations. And a lot of people are not ready. A lot of people just are not set up and ready yet. And so just something I'll throw out there is, if you don't have one yet, definitely look at getting one. An estate plan can include either a trust or a will, or in some cases both. You have a trust and then a pour over will. Okay. Power of attorney, advanced healthcare directive, something that explains like how you want your kids to be taken care of in the event that you and your significant other or other parent pass away at the same time. So stuff like that. I mean, it's all important things that you really got to figure out and think about. And kind of have a backup plan, because we never know when the good Lord's going to call us home. We never know when he's going to call us home. So you got to kind of think through that a little bit and figure out what makes the most sense for you and your family. So having an estate plan is essential. We had a couple interesting topics, a couple things that stood out to me. Digital assets are a huge risk area. If you don't have a plan for your digital assets, you really need to get one, because a lot of the companies that are out there, the big name brands, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, all those places, right? Those accounts don't transfer to someone upon death. They die with the person. And so if you're really trying to make sure that something in those accounts, like if they're a money generator or something like that, you need to have a plan in place as far as how to get that into someone else's name, or to try to work with them to try to figure out some way to transfer it or something like that, or at least get some of the data from there to be able to use and create something else. So really, really interesting stuff from that standpoint. And then we closed out the conference with Larry Fitzgerald. So Larry Fitzgerald closed out the conference. He had some good points. But one of the things that stood out the most to me is he believes that NIL, the name, image, and likeness, that is ruining the college experience for college athletes. And it seems like all the schools want to talk to the college athletes about now, including his son, who was going through the recruitment process, was about money, instead of actually talking to him about the education parts and some of the key things that you're supposed to get from a college education. It's all about the money now. And so, it's interesting to hear from his perspective, given that he's got a son who's currently going through all that process currently. So those are just some thoughts, some things that I had from the event. Definitely encourage wealth.com to continue to do it. It was a good event, a lot of good topics in there. I already gave some feedback to the team over there on some things that I'd like to have done in the future. But if you're a CPA or a financial planner and you're interested in getting into the wealth.com atmosphere, or whatever you want to call that, I definitely would recommend it. It's a good platform, good tool, easy way for you to do some value add services for your clients. Even if you don't actually help them complete the trust or whatever, you can at least give them access to the ability to do it for a relatively minimal cost to you as the advisor. And depends on if you want to kind of charge the client an extra fee for the access or not. But just a nice, cool, easy tool to get some people that just need a basic estate plan. Most people just need a basic estate plan, maybe a will, advanced healthcare directive, power of attorney, specify who they want to, take custody of their kids, if something was to happen to both parents at the same time, that kind of stuff, right? That's really what most people need. That's all they really need. And then there's a next level that you can go to, a trust, a revocable living trust, for people who have a little bit more, that want to protect things a little bit more. So trust or estate wealth.com, excuse me, can do both of those things. So just something I'll throw out there, another thing to consider and think about. So that's just a little recap on the event. Hope everybody that wasn't able to make it this time can make it out next time. And I heard from a lot of people who were from the East Coast. They were happy to be in Phoenix, where it is nice and sunny and no bad weather whatsoever. So hope everybody has a good one. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.